Welcome to Candid Conversations with Candidates, brought to you by Crowing Power in partnership with Lakes Media Collaborative and the Brainerd Lakes Chamber. I'm Lisa Paxton with the Chamber, and it's my pleasure to welcome Jack Schmidt, who is a candidate for Pequot Lakes Mayor. Jack, welcome.
Thank you.
Good to have you. Go ahead with your opening comments.
Glad to be here. Hope things work out better for me this year than they did 2 years ago, and we'll go from there.
All right. Anything else you want to say in your opening?
Not right now.
Not at this point. No. Okay. All right. Well, then we will have ample time to cover these questions that we have. And the first one, Jack, is really, you've run for election in the past, you've held office in the past, and so you've got a pretty clear idea of the city of Pequot Lakes. What is your top priority if you're elected?
Get a better handle on the budget. I think it's what's happening, I think, all over the United States. It's federal government, state governments, county, cities. I think there's just too much government spending, and I think, and of course, this comes back to much higher taxes on the local people, be it federal, state, county, or even cities. And I think this is my main goal, is actually to cut into the budget. So.
Okay, well, you gave me a great segue into the next question, which is really, give us more detail. What are your budget priorities and how will you pay for them?
Well, it isn't so much my priorities, it's where the money is going. 10 years ago, and this is going to come out later this fall, but 10 years ago when Sibley Township approached Pequot Lakes, and it was a friendly annexation in the fact that Jenkins to the north and Breezy Point to the east and Niswa to the south were trying to pick up portions of Sibley Township, and so at that time Sibley Township came to Pequot, and it was a friendly annexation. And I said this was in June of 2002, and they came into the city in 2003, and one of the agreements, and I don't know how this ever came about with a friendly annexation, that when Sibley Township came in, there was it was through the Attorney General's office, but they were granted a 50% less tax structure than the people of Pequot Lakes. So what it boils down to, the Pequot residents of the old square mile, even at this time, 10 years later, are paying 50% more taxes than the people in Sibley Township. And one of the reasons being, they said if until they get water and sewer in Sibley Township, that they would have the privilege of paying 50% less taxes. This has been going on 10 years. It's been kind of pretty much swept under the rug up there. Many people, I would dare say, I didn't find out about this summer, even though it was evidently public knowledge, but and I wasn't even aware of it until probably late this spring. And at that time, I went to the June meeting, and I approached the council, and it's quite a coincidence, but all the people sitting on the council right now are from former Sibley Township. And so anyway, I asked them at that time, I said, I think after 10 years, I think this is kind of, it's not right. It might be legal. It might be legal, but it's not right. So that's one of my big issues up there. Okay,
all right. So that would be a budget priority in changing that tax structure.
That would be one of the one of my top priorities. That fairness in taxation, because there are people in Sibley Township right now. I could say they're paying 50% less taxes than people in old Pequot Lakes, and these people in Pequot Lakes, about 40% of the people in the old 1 square mile Pequot Lakes are paying the same tax, or paying 50% more tax than Sibley Township, the equivalent valuation type of a house. And the people in Pequot Lakes and the old 1 square mile have never been offered city and water neither, or sewer. Okay. And so anyway, I am comparing apples to apples. And so anyway, but there is
we gotta move on to the next question. I think they've got a good idea of what you're talking about, Jack.
Sure.
That was fine. So let's just touch briefly on what distinguishes you from the other candidates running for mayor in Pequot.
I'm a conservative. I was born and raised in Pequot Lakes. I believe Not that the fact that I'm you know, the native son there, but I mean, but I feel I have a better feel for, I think, what's really right for the people in Pequot Lakes. There's an awful lot of retired people there. Like I say, I was on the council there for 20 years prior to this, and I was mayor for 4 years up there, up to 2000. But I just feel that, you know, one time we did a survey up there on on a HUD program, and the average income in Pequot Lakes was less than $14,000 a year. And most of our young people have moved out into Breezy Point, into Sibley Township, Cross Lake. I would say probably 90% of our students live in this area, and I just feel that Pequot Lakes is a residential. I mean, the kids aren't there anymore, and I just think we're getting burnt on our taxes, and it's just well, we have a lot of fat in the Pequot Lakes budget. Let's put it like that.
Okay. Let's talk about the business community in Pequot. How will you ensure that Pequot Lakes is business friendly, Jack?
Business friendly. Well, I don't know. I guess I get asked that question quite a bit. How are we business friendly? I mean, I don't know what else we could do to be more business friendly. I personally think, I think what's happening in Pequot here, people who come up here through the years come into this community, they look at Pequot and they say, look at the people here. There's money to be made here. I think they get overambitious. They sell out where they're at. They come up here. They try different businesses, and it's not for me to say they don't have the right to try this, but I just feel though that it's overkill in a lot of the businesses, and I feel bad about that, but it's I personally think that though.
Okay. Last question for you is relating to community partners. What community partners do you anticipate working with if you're elected?
Community.
So beyond the city, other organizations, groups, individuals, what can help you do your job?
One of my big concerns, I think, I know last week on the Echo here, it came out with the, well, this is talking about mutual aid. I know when I was in the fire department for 20 years up to, and we had mutual aid, and I know when I was on the council, we shared some of our equipment at Breezy Point. But I feel one of our big things as far as working out, you know, with different communities, I see between Cross Lake, Breezy Point, Pequot, and Nisswa, our budget for the police for the coming year is $2.25 million. I would like to see, we're about 3.5, 4 minutes from Breezy Point. We're probably 4.5, 5 minutes from Nisswa. I would like to really see a reduction in our police, and it's been brought up before, but I say here in Pequot, though, I know we are paying almost $1,400 a day, and I think it's just ludicrous that we have budgets that we spend that much money. It's going to be tough to you know, to get together with other communities. Everybody says, well, we want our own, but at the same time, it's the money. The money isn't there, and so when the money isn't there, they raise the taxes, and that's the reason we got our problems like we do. Okay.
Jack, we've covered a lot of ground in the 9 minutes we've been together. We need to wrap it up. I want to thank you for watching Candid Conversations with Candidates. Visit this and more interviews at votebrainerdlakes.com and vote November 6th.